You're very red today.
Oh, so is the market.
Oh,
yeah,
it is.
buddy.
I have not gotten to 1,000 yet. Not with this market.
Well, let's go ahead and replay a clip that I said about, what, 2 weeks ago? I'm thinking there's gonna be 1 week where we're just both like crushed and down like 10% in that week alone. So we'll see if my hunch is right. Yeah, so that's pretty close to halfway happened. I think the market's down about 5% since then. So we'll see what happens next week. We've gone down 3 straight weeks since I mentioned that. So it's kind of instinctual. But last week, Jill had $952.25. We were hoping she'd be at $1,000 this week because if you just add 50 and don't go anywhere, she'd be at 1,000. But I don't think that happened.
I am wearing the wrong color.
I know. And last week you bought mid. How's mid been doing this week? Probably not very good.
Nope. Middle B. I still haven't figured out how to pronounce this. They have not treated me well. I am down over 7% on mid this week. That hurt.
Not too good. I bought Nike last week. Nike's up, I think, 7% since I bought it. So I got rid of a lot of stuff and I kind of doubled down on Nike, and it's done pretty well since then. So maybe they have some new shoes that I like as far as style-wise. And it's been a few years since I've even seen anything on the website that I've liked. So it's a very interesting thing. However, it's been an ugly week anyways. But what did you say a couple weeks ago?
Don't panic.
Right.
I'm not gonna panic.
Not
panicking.
So that's a good thing. So is there anything that you want to talk about this week?
Yes. I actually went to use one of my cells and I ran into a little error on the app. So just in case anyone else runs into this error, I was trying to sell, what do you think I would sell?
Lululemon.
Yes, Lululemon, I'm getting bad vibes from. So I went to sell it. It's down about 10%. So I went to sell and I had about $45 and change. And I couldn't sell it because it said the position's current market value was too close to the order market value. And apparently I was looking for something that said like sell all instead. So if you ever run into an error, you can kind of bypass and learn from my mistakes. But I took it as a sign, the moral of the story, to keep Lululemon because I ran into this roadblock.
So we didn't sell
So
Lululemon.
we did not use a sell.
Interesting.
So I still have Lululemon. But funny enough, I actually forgot what you had bought last week. And then when you just said that, I was like, oh, I bought Nike this week.
Oh.
I didn't mean to copy you directly from your last week's thing. However, there's been times in the past where I was like, oh, I'm gonna buy a pair of jeans. And then he invested in Levi's because I live in workout wear. When do I ever speak about jeans? So he took this as a sign. Well, my sign was him actually looking at those shoes he was just describing. I'm like, Nike hasn't come out with anything real recently. And he was eyeing up those shoes, and I'm not feeling Lululemon, what's kind of on the same vibe as Lulu.
So you copied me again.
I did subconsciously.
And Tesla didn't work out very well for you. I think it's what, your worst stock?
It is
my
worst stock, yeah.
And I think maybe we'll cue up what I said 2 months ago about Tesla. It almost hit exactly 150 today. It was like the 154 or something like that. So I think next week it'll probably go under 150. It has earnings coming up and we'll see. But even remember what I said then? I said it'll probably go to 150, below that to 138, and then turn around. So
yep. I think the last time I looked at Tesla, it was at like 160 something. And I remember the voice in my head saying, it's gonna go to 150 and then it's gonna go up. So I'm like, well, I can't sell it now.
Well, I guess we'll find out. This week I did something really boring. So last week I had sold so much, bought so much. All I did this week was actually add on to Adobe. So very boring, but they came out with some interesting features for their Premiere Pro software where you can edit with AI tools using OpenAI, ChatGPT. It looked pretty interesting. So they're my second worst performer, just above Tesla. So again, maybe I'm making a mistake adding it at the lows, but I like the way AI is coming out with all these things, and it's a tool that I use even more. So that's why I picked more Adobe this week.
I like it.
It's interesting. All right, so the totals that we are currently at now, Jill last week was at $950.25. She added $50, but now this week she's only at $964.17. Last week she was up 11.48%. This week she is now only up 7.19%. So again, overall market just kind of chopped a leg off there from you. But I think you're still doing all right. Overall market, I think, is down 5%. You're only down like 3% since then, so it's not too bad. On my front, I was at 915.02 last week, down 11.78%. I added my normal $50 this week, and now I am at $899.34, down 18.04%. I think I was down 6% last week alone. I think a lot of it has to do with Tesla, but Adobe went down. Everything in mine pretty much went down. Even my best performers went straight down. Bitcoin's gone straight down. I think Dogecoin's gone straight down. But that's the way it is, and I don't panic either. So some of those names I'll just hold on, especially Bitcoin. Doge, we'll see. I'm not sure, but I don't want to burn one of my cells on something that is so trivial in my mind that I'd rather just let it kind of do its thing. So I think check backs with us next week. Maybe it'll turn around, maybe it'll go up. I don't know what the market's gonna do. That's the whole kind of beauty of this. Will Jill hit 1,000 randomly next week, or are we gonna get farther away? We don't know.
I don't think I'm gonna hit 1,000 next week, but I think I'm gonna start climbing back.
We'll see.
I have high hopes. I'm gonna
if you
make
keep
some
copying
moves.
me, I don't know if that's gonna be the case.
I really didn't mean to. I totally blanked on the fact that you had bought Nike last week. I really had my own reasons. It really was.
Thoughts.
Subconsciously, probably, but I'm gonna make some moves this week. So.
Like, no? All right.
I'm tired of sitting. I'm not gonna sit pretty. I'm gonna make some moves.
All right, we're gonna find out next week. Let's see what she does.